I have asked our studio audience for what you would like me to treat. And I hear clarity, health, forward movement, sailing, and whatever else you said. Dissolving old stuff. Dissolving old stuff. Okay. All right. So, all right, let's see how you do with that. So this word is being spoken for each one here, virtually or present, but the thing is, come on, one mind, we're all here. And so this word is being spoken for each one, for anyone or any place on this planet that you would like to have included. So just think of that name or that place right now and know that this word is also for them. I recognize that this universe has been created and is being created by an infinitely intelligent mind, which is crystal clear about what it's doing. This universe has not been created by, let's see how it goes kind of thinker. This infinite mind is thinking with crystal clarity. It knows I am that I am. Its creation is instantaneous, but the clarity of what it knows, when it knows I am that I am, it is knowing the details that become the most luscious New Jersey tomato that can be imagined. It knows with crystal clarity simultaneously how to be a bumblebee, how to be a human being, how to think in each of these forms for the greatest health and enjoyment and expression. And it gives of itself. This crystal clarity is absolutely present everywhere, or else nothing would be. And this clarity is present right with each one right now. So any belief that one is confused or distracted, any belief that one is not thinking clearly, any belief in vagueness as being normal, any self-concept that one is vague or unfocused, any belief in any type of mental confusion or problem in thinking coherently, whether it be described as some sort of mental disease or mental health issue, it's not in the mind of God. And it is not recognizing that the clarity of I am that I am is thinking right where each one is. And there only is one mind. So any belief in a separate mind that there's something defective in one's own thinking, or any belief that the brain is the thinker, and that what might be happening physically with the brain is cause to how one thinks, is all of that stuff is all by this word erased, evaporated, vanished, and gone. Each one is now tuned in to the divine thinker's thinking. And what it knows as its I am that is cause and creating each one is what each one is now tuning into, so that the universal truth is present, but that universal truth uniquely knowing itself as each one is known. And the detail that descends even to the placement of a paperclip. This is the clarity of the infinite mind, and this is the clarity that each one is now using, so that the infinite mind's thoughts of itself, with its crystal clarity, is now the thinking of each one. And as a result, what is true of the entire universe is true of each one. And what is it, the truth? That truth is infinite intelligent operation, perfect order, perfect balance, everything in harmony, everything in right placement with everything else. There is a universal order, harmony, and balance. There is a perfect operation and working on every level of being, and this is true of each one, and it is true of each one's world, and there is no separation of the universal life and one's own life. The universal life is each one's life, and each one is one with the all. And in this realization, each one is experiencing the joy and the wonder of belonging, of being included with all, with one, of having a place, and that being in that place is for the greatest good of all. That very truth that each one has a place in this universe, which is necessary for the greatest good of all. Each one belongs, and in that right place of each one, their highest and greatest good is also experienced, and it is experienced with grace and with ease, sailing along in life, giving of oneself generously to this life, to this world, to being this expression of the universe expressing in a particular way. Each one is more than a master of their lives, but in listening to this universal oneness and understanding the balance and the order and the beauty that each one is a part of, and each one is included in the picture of balance and order and harmony and beauty. Each one knows what love is. Each one knows what joy is, and each one knows that their lives and everything in it, including each and every little paperclip, each one is important and necessary for the greatest harmony, order, balance, and beauty of the all to be realized, embodied. Each one belongs. Each one's life is a part of the universal harmony, and everything in this universe wants each one to get in their spot and to stay there and to be there, and in that place to be moving forward as everything else is moving forward in relationship with everything else, so that each movement forward is greater, happier, better, more harmonious, more loving, more joyful. Yes, there is a path of moving forward for every created thing in this universe, so that each one is evolving into a greater experience and embodiment of the goodness that is life. And that goodness, that which is changeless, is the infinite universal potential, pure love, beauty, joy, truth, even clarity, intelligence, balance, order. These are divine qualities that are infinite, omnipresent, and that each one may, and it is the divine desires that each one does move into a greater experience of. From good to greater good, from love to greater love, from harmony to greater harmony. And there is nothing that is going on in this earthly world that can stop, hinder, limit, obstruct, or block the movement of the universe. This universe is moving. The earth is rotating. Every single atom is going. The electrons are zipping from orbit to orbit. Everything is moving, and there is nothing that can stop this movement. And yes, this infinite intelligence knows exactly what the human race has created as a condition, in that it knows how to use it for each one to move forward from good to greater good. The divine uses everything that is created to express its greatness and its glory. And somehow, each one is knowing this truth, so that no matter what may be expressed and experienced by the human race Each one is able to stand as the divine creator stands and declare, this too is God. This too is good. This too is for me, and I demand to see the blessing in it, to stand on top of these conditions and to know the truth, freedom, joy, and love, being completely supported in every way, regardless of the conditions. Each one is able to stand in spiritual truth and know and be still, because I am God. I am good. I am that I am. God is in its heaven. All is right with God's world. And each one, as he or she tunes into this truth, is experiencing a movement forward that is so much easier, that is filled with wonder and amazement and grace, that is a blessing and a joy. It is sailing forward. It is making progress, as in evolving into a greater acceptance of all that is good. And each one is in this onward, upward, forward movement of living, generously giving the gifts that the divine has given to each one to give. Nothing can stop the divine's desire of giving its gifts to each one, for each one, in and through each one, and ultimately as each one. And each one accepts this and allows it and experiences it and enjoys it. I am grateful this is the truth. I release this word to God's law to change whatever it needs to change in human belief to allow this to be so for each one. And so it is.
So it is.